This is governance, right? Yeah.
Committee, but we can't approve the minutes.
Correct.
All right, so I guess we'll jump into, we'll review the professional service contract.
Sure.
Zach, you got to speak up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Oh, sorry. Can you hear him better if the mic is? No.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Take it away, Zach.
okay. Well,
Put your chest in.
What?
Put your chest into it.
All right, we're gonna just start reviewing the annual contracts.
All right, I'll go ahead and take it away. The first contract on the list here is the contract with Monroe County. This goes into effect January 1 of each year through December 31st, and it's in an amount not to exceed $90,000. And just to give you some of the high points, first and foremost, it's important to note that the 90,000 has remained consistent for a number of years. Allison, can you remind me when's the last time it changed?
It's been at least 5 years, I think.
It's been at least 5 years, okay. So the contract entails the county providing qualified professional staff to market, package, process, close, and service loans, including but not limited to 504 loans. The county provides qualified professional staff to provide other economic development related services, including technical assistance, et cetera, issuing notices of committee and board meetings. And this fee covers some of the salaries of county economic development staff. And we can provide, I don't know if the contents of the contract itself is in the full committee materials, but we can share that with you guys. But the fee covers 10% of my salary, 15% of the senior ED specialist, 15% of each of the ED specialists, and 37% of the loan document technician's time. So standard hasn't changed in many years, and the dollar amount hasn't changed in a handful of years. So moving on, unless anybody has any questions about that contract.
Actually, just have a really quick question. I don't know how to say this. There's no competition for that contract, really, right? I mean, we're called the Monroe County Industrial Development Corp, and we're contract with Monroe County. I mean, not that we would. I mean, everything seems. I don't have an issue with it. I guess more of just, an overarching question.
And it's a good question, and I'm going to look at Barry.
Sure. So most local development corporations and IDAs that are sponsored by a municipal government will have some agreement with that government for the payment of services. It could be for the payment of qualified employees like this contract, but it could also be for the rental of space, use of computers, IT, all of the things that are the backbone of this organization that may not be paid directly by this organization because we're sort of part of the county sort of apparatus. So while you could potentially look to another service provider in theory, that could lead to exponential increase in costs because they may say you should find your own space, your own IT, your own HR, your own everything. So it's a pretty typical contract, and as Anna mentioned, it hasn't increased in a number of years. It seems like a good deal for the agency at this point, but if you have any other questions, happy to answer them.
Yeah, no, I guess it's more. It seems like more of a formality, I guess, for lack of a better term, almost. So wanted just to make sure I understood kind of the process there. So I don't have any problem with it. It's more of, I guess, overarching question. So thanks.
Sure.
Thanks, Brett. And it's always good edification for myself as well, because as I said, it's a good question. The next contract is auditing services. Our auditor contract RFP was issued in November of 2020 and awarded to Mengel Metzger Barr. The term was for the fiscal years ending 2020 through 2024. And in 2024, it amounted to $10,075 for the 2023 audit. I'm thinking based on what's here, are we gonna be issuing another RFP for the auditing contract this year?
I think everything gets renewed later this
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll send out new
At the end of the year,
RFPs.
we'll start.
Okay,
Yeah, the
got
next-
it,
yeah.
okay. That was a marginal increase from the 2023 amount, and again, from the 2022 amount, $9,500 up to a little over $10,000 over 3 years. Any questions about the auditor contract?
Nothing about it. This looks like it's somewhere between $250, $275 increase a year, so.
Yeah, it's
that's-
pretty marginal,
that's
right?
really marginal.
Our accounting and chief financial officer contract, RFP was issued in December of 2021 and awarded to Bonadio. This is Greg and his team over at Bonadio. The term was for January 2022 through December 31st of this year. 2024, the contract amounted to $56,825. It was up from $55,700 in 2023, up from $54,600 in 2022.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at,
This has 25 numbers on it, this one.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
No.
This is something that I think you had given me the other day, maybe it was outdated.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
Okay.
I had to fix that.
All right, okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
everyone.
no, my apologies.
For the record, I was reading from an outdated document.
It's just, you just didn't have the 25 numbers.
Got it, okay. Okay,
Oh,
so
there
for
you
the
go,
auditor
there.
contract, the 2025 amount is $10,350.
Yeah.
For accounting and chief financial officer, Bonadio, 2025 amount is $58,000. Any questions about Bonadio and our accounting and CFO contract? All right, I'll move along to local labor. Our monitoring contract is with Loki Brill. That RFP went out in December of 2021 for a term between January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. And that's been consistently at $9,500 from 2022 all the way up through this year. So level, which is notable, but I think also reflective of the fact that Loki Brill performs this work for Comida where there's quite a heavy workload, a lot of project sites to monitor, whereas MCIDC does not have more than a handful of project sites to monitor on any annual basis. And staff doesn't have any issues with any of the aforementioned contractors, I should also add. All right, next up is our local labor exemption processing contract. This RFP went out in December of 2021 to Bonadio. Again, consistently $2,000. It was from January 1, 2022 through December 31st of this year. We began temporarily working with Loki Brill at $600 per exemption starting in September of 2024 because our exemption processor, Brian LaFountain, had a health emergency. And this year, we will continue to work with Loki Brill for the time being, and we'll update staff accordingly, or update the board, accordingly, if anything changes. We understand Brian's doing okay, but again, the volume of work that MCIDC has to process compared to Comida is not very notable, so we didn't feel the need to make any significant changes here. And then finally, our legal contract, the RFP was issued in April 2021 and awarded to Nixon Peabody. And the term is for January 2022 through December 31st, 2025. The fee schedules, going back to 2022, are set by the board and the SBA and reflect percentages, portions of bond issuance transaction, fee transaction revenue, and SBA 504 loans. And this was a change from, we worked with Harris Beach prior to, Nixon Peabody, in 2022. So, and we've been working with Barry since 2022. So, any questions about our legal contract or any of the other aforementioned contracts? All right,
Alright, thank you. What do you want me to do? Just adjourn?
Yeah, if there's no discussion and there's no other business, then we can adjourn the meeting.
Okay. Not even motion, because we don't have.
Yeah, this is an informational meeting, a working session.
Alright, so I guess, the meeting is adjourned.